It's June in Washington, D.C., and inventors from across the country are filling up rooms at a large expo center. The schedule includes 3 days of speakers, tabletops, and one-on-one discussions between inventors and investors. This is the Tech Connect World Innovation Conference and Expo.
Tech Connect is a global technology outreach organization.
I found this promotional video on their website.
Is bring together the innovation ecosystem that's really focused on pushing emerging technologies into the marketplace.
There are agency partners from the Department of Energy, Department of Defense, USDA, NASA, Homeland Security, just to name a few. It's a place where inventors can be discovered, where their visions can start to be seen by groups that are looking for places to invest. Networking at a place like this is what elevates research. It's what empowers these discoveries to transform into something bigger. At this year's conference, 5 inventions created by Texas Tech professors were showcased. There was a rapid detection device for infections like sepsis, an antimicrobial fabric dye, a hydrogen gas production method, and a circulating tumor cell separation chip. In the process of producing this podcast, professors and researchers bring up how their work has life beyond a journal article, how their goal is to do something for people or our planet. But how exactly does that happen? Well, we're about to tell you on this episode of Fearless. We told you in episode 1 that this season is not about the numbers. And up to this point, it really hasn't been. But if I'm being honest, we would be doing ourselves a disservice not to even mention them. So here we go. Successful research is reflected in the numbers, including how many patents are filed and what they're worth. Patent applications filed through Texas Tech have steadily increased over the last 10 years. In 2021, they filed 134 applications. In 2011, there were 8. And a lot of that has to do with people like Cameron Smith. He runs the Office of Research Commercialization.
So most of the research across the nation is done at research institutions, and so we're no different. The Texas Tech system does, almost $300 million a year in research, and so from that research, ideally, some new product, some new process, some new method of doing something, a new test kit, whatever it may be, results from that research that's being funded oftentimes by the government.
Researchers can get funding from various sources, including the National Science Foundation or the National Institute of Health. When discoveries are made, Cameron's team comes in to ensure the product and the people are protected.
And so we can commercialize it and make sure it has that societal impact. And so much of the research done across different research institutions, the resulting work from that can have real societal impact, and that's what our office works to do, is to transfer that technology from under the university out into industry so that it can benefit everyday people.
These discoveries may take years to create, but in some cases, they're the result of an immediate need. Let's take Jerry Bate, for example. You remember her.
By applying an electric field.
When you met her in episode 2, we talked about her work related to fertilizer and sustainable energy. But another major part of her work in the last 2 years was in response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
A chemical engineering professor and department chair at Texas Tech is developing an indoor COVID-19 detector. Jerry Bate joins us now with more on the project.
This is from a TV interview from back in 2020. Jerry is sitting in a room at her home talking into her computer screen. When this interview aired, Jerry had just received a grant for around $1 million to create a COVID-19 detector. Think of it like a carbon monoxide detector. While the world was shut down, Jerry was about to shine. During the pandemic, she kept her focus on the virus, pulling double duty, if you will. Because while she was working on the COVID-19 detector, she was also using her skills and knowledge to create a rapid COVID-19 test. And Cameron Smith calls it brilliant technology.
It actually attaches electrodes to the coronavirus itself, and then it measures those electrodes, so you can measure it down to the minuscule amount of coronavirus in a saliva sample.
Cameron says that during this time, everybody operated like a well-oiled machine. People came together, doing their individual jobs for the success of the team. And success is what they had. They submitted the test to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office through the priority coronavirus track, and that patent was delivered within a year. That is fast. The only thing faster is the results the machine delivers, which Jerry says is about the time it takes to grab lunch at the drive-thru.
I consider myself an inventor and entrepreneur, and I realize how much opportunities are for innovators and entrepreneurs, and it has a great ecosystem, and that's have been one of the things that have been fabulous to be in Texas Tech. I was just like, this is my place.
There are lots of success stories like Jerry, Cameron says, and that's what makes the work so inspiring to him.
One day we're working on a new wind turbine blade coating to make it more energy efficient. The next day we're curing cancer or curing Alzheimer's with a new drug that's being developed.
That's the range of his work. It's medicine. It's engineering. It's renewable energy. It's everything. And it's also far-reaching. In episode 2, you met John.
It's pretty global now.
He and his team are making major strides in the world of wind energy by using radar technology to provide a better understanding of wind farm conditions, with the goal of making them more efficient. And I wondered, what is the impact of this in our state and beyond?
The company that implemented these things in Europe actually changed their whole forecast for their company in terms of profitability and revenue based on some of the knowledge that was revealed through the commercial project. And so it's having a huge impact, not just here locally, I believe, but also across the globe. And that's been proven in real sort of nuts and bolts ways of like commercial projects.
John, Jerry, and so many other Texas Tech researchers are making a real difference through their work. And they're doing it in a place that most overlook. I think University President Lawrence Skuvenek said it best when he said the amazing thing about Texas Tech is that in this isolated location, in some ways, we are the perfect laboratory to deal with the grand challenges of the world. The future of research here is bright, particularly in areas like energy, agriculture, and national security. If there's a question, there's a good chance that there's a faculty member at Texas Tech looking for the answer. And once they find it, making sure its impact is felt far beyond the borders of this campus. It reminds me of something that John Schroeder said.
And I think it really was sort of a change point in my career where it wasn't just about writing papers anymore. It wasn't just about graduating students. It was about taking some of that knowledge and creating intellectual property that could be conveyed to the university.
And can then go on to be used by people across the world.
Then once it gets through that and you actually see your ideas implemented in industry, it's very impactful.
I am humbled by this season, not only because I got to meet so many exceptional people to share their life's work with you all, but also because I learned how truly special research is. It's not stumbling upon a discovery. It's gritty. It's waking up at 3 a.m. to get to the lab. It's trying and failing again and again and again on your way to discovering the solution. It's frustrating and it's time-consuming and it's absolutely essential. I am not cut out for this business, but I learned that it takes a special person and passion to see it through. I learned a greater appreciation for the things that I've overlooked in the past. And my hope for this season is that you may share my sentiment, that we embark on a journey to learn more about the people who shape our future, together. Fearless is hosted and written by me, Taylor Peters, and co-produced by Allison Hirth. Thomas Boyd does sound design and edits this podcast. This season, we've had special help from the Office of Research and Innovation. And if you'd like to learn more about this podcast and see photos or learn more about our characters, visit our website at today.ttu.edu/fearless. Fearless is a Texas Tech production. From here, it's possible. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of Season 2 with us. There are so many amazing stories of research on our campus. So if you like what you heard today, don't forget to like, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.